Very good morning, dear students. So in the previous class we were discussing about the addition of HBr according to a rule, that is Markovnikov's rule, where the negative part of the adding molecule gets added to the carbon atom, which consists of minimum number of hydrogen. So today in this class, let us discuss the addition of HBr. So in the presence of a reagent, that is catalyst, in the presence of a peroxide. So let us see what happens when we use peroxide. Let us see how the reaction proceeds. It's not the same. So that is, take an alkene, that is, let me take a propene. So when HBr is added to an unsymmetrical reagent in the presence of peroxide, so HBr in the presence of peroxide, either you can use a hydrogen peroxide or you can use benzoyl peroxide. So this is a special case where this reaction does not continue according to Markovnikov's rule. Instead, this reaction, that is the negative part, will be attaching to the carbon. So actual rule was that according to Markovnikov's rule, the negative part of the unsymmetrical reagent needs to add to the carbon atom, which consists of least number of hydrogen atom. But here the addition takes place in contrary to that of the Markovnikov's rule. Because of that reason, this addition is called as anti-Markovnikov's addition. That is anti-Markovnikov's addition. What happens here then? So that is the negative part, usually that is mentioned about the negative part. So in the anti-Markovnikov's addition, the negative part of the reagent will be adding to that carbon, which consists of maximum number of hydrogen atoms. So in this, so the carbon which is having hydrogen, in the case of double bond, this is the carbon which consists more number of hydrogen. So therefore the negative part needs to be attached to the carbon which consists of maximum number of hydrogen atom. So this is only when whenever you use the peroxide as a reagent. So then CH3, the product will be CH. So you needs to add the hydrogen to the minimum number of carbon atoms. So this is CH2, then CH2. Now the addition takes place according to anti-Markovnikov's rule, that is, so the product is 1-bromo-propane. Whenever you use, in the absence of peroxide, the addition of HBr takes place according to Markovnikov's rule, where you get 2-bromo-propane as the final product. Instead, if you are going to use peroxide, the reaction in the presence of peroxide, then the addition takes place against to the Markovnikov's rule. That is, 1-bromo-propane is obtained as the final product, and this reaction is called as Kharasch effect. Kharasch effect or peroxide effect. Kharasch effect or peroxide, or this can also be called as anti-Markovnikov's addition. So this is an important concept you need to remember. And one more thing is that, so this anti-Markovnikov's addition takes place only for HBr and not for HCl and HI. Even if you take HCl and HI, even in the presence or absence of peroxide, the addition does not take place in contrary to that of Markovnikov's rule ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ. ಸೊ ಆಂಟಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೋನಿಕಾಫ್ಸ್ ರೂಲ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ವೆನೆವರ್ ಯು ಯೂಸ್ HCl ಮತ್ತು HI ಪೆರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇರಲಿ, ಪೆರಾಕ್ಸೈಡ್ ಇಲ್ದಲೇ ಇರಲಿ, ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಂಟಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೋನಿಕಾಫ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದು ಆಂಟಿ ಮಾರ್ಕೋನಿಕಾಫ್ಸ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು? ಓನ್ಲಿ HBr, that too in the presence of peroxide. So this much you need to remember. So now, so this is the homework question for you. You need to write the name of the reaction. Write the reaction for the addition of HBr to 1-pentene in the absence of HBr, in the absence of peroxide. B is in the presence of peroxide. So in the absence of peroxide, the addition takes place according to Markovnikov's rule, and in the presence of peroxide, so it takes place against to the Markovnikov's rule. So now you are familiar with the Markovnikov's rule and its addition. Which part needs to be attached to the which carbon atom? So see that and write the equation for that and name the product. So this work you need to do. So this is about the Markovnikov's addition and anti-Markovnikov's addition. Now we need to see the addition of water to alkene. So that too in the presence of few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid. So we have seen this reaction, the reversal of this reaction has been seen, that is so alkene, when it is added with water in the presence of a few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid, that is CH2 double bond CH2 plus water. So in the presence of sulfuric acid, so addition, so the presence of acid is must, so I am writing arrow mark, and in the above the arrow mark I am writing H plus. So what happens is, in the presence of acid, the water molecules undergo ionization so as to form H plus and OH minus ions. So we know that whenever the reagent consists of whenever the reagent is unsymmetrical, so we have the negative and the positive part, and the addition takes place according to Markovnikov's rule. So therefore, whenever water molecule is added to an alkene, we'll end up with forming alcohols as the final product. So that is OH minus attacks here and then shifts carbon atom, this gets attacked to this. So CH2H double bond gets reduced to single bond, CH2OH. So this is nothing but CH3 CH2OH. So this is ethanol. If we consider propene, unsymmetrical one, CH3CH double bond CH2 reacting with the water in the presence of acid. So this is must H plus you need to write. So or else you can write it as H plus and OH minus, so that it becomes easy so as to attach the negative part. So it is CH3, then the negative part attached to the carbon which consists of least number of hydrogen, so OH, and then it is CH2 becomes, by the addition of H plus it becomes CH3, CH2, one hydrogen gets added, so it becomes CH3. So it is propane 2-ol. So this is the reaction. So whenever water gets added to alkene in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, the final product that we are going to get is propane, I mean alcohol we are going to get. So we have already wrote this reaction in the preparation of alkene by the dehydration in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. That is the reversal of this reaction. So go through that once. So this is about the addition of water. So the next is the reaction addition of sulfuric acid. The cold sulfuric acid gets added to alkene so as to form alkyl hydrogen sulfate. ನೋಡು ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಉಂಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So that is alkene whenever is added with the sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, the structure is yes, double bond O, OH. This is O bond H. Here also same, the bond between oxygen and hydrogen exists. So this is nothing but H2S and O4. So this is H2SO4. So this is an acid. You know what is the property of an acid? You have studied that in the equilibrium chapter. Acid is a substance which tends to donate H plus ions. So what it does is, so it cleaves so as to form O minus and this forms H plus. So therefore this gets cleaved as H plus and SO4 minus H. This can also be written as the same molecule and barita irodu. So H plus. So this is O minus, then club this, so it becomes SO2, then OH. So either you can write in any way. So the addition takes place. So this sulfuric acid tends to donate H plus ions. So this is an acid. So it cleaves so as to give a H plus ion. So H plus ion. So here the addition takes place according to Markovnikov's rule. So it becomes CH3. You can attach in whenever you take a symmetrical alkene, there is no confusion. So you can directly add H plus or O minus to any of the carbon atom because both carbon will consist of same number of or same kind of hydrogen. But whenever we take the unsymmetrical alkene, you need to be careful and you need to attach the negative part to the carbon with the lower number of hydrogen. So this becomes CH2, then so this O minus gets attached, so it is O, SO2, OH, or else this can also be written as CH3, CH2, O, club this SO3, H, and the name is, so generally it is alkyl hydrogen sulfate is formed. Now this is alkyl is, it is ethyl, so it is ethyl hydrogen sulfate. So both are same, you can write anything whichever is convenient to you. So this is it. And if we take propene or butene, let us take butene. One butene and the addition of H2SO4. So I can write in the same way or else like this. So cold condition. So it forms CH3, CH2, then now. So the alkyl hydrogen has to be added. So the OSO3H group needs to be added to OSO3H group. Needs to be added to the second carbon atom, so it is CH O SO3H, then CH3. So the name of this is, we have 4 carbon atoms, so it is butyl hydrogen sulfate. So this is about the addition of water, sulfuric acid, and then HBr in the presence and in the absence of peroxide. So now we need to see the oxidation reaction of alkenes. Oxidation is nothing but addition of oxygen, or else in terms of hydrogen it is the removal of hydrogen. So whenever alkene is treated with cold diluted aqueous KMnO4 diluted solution, so that solution is also called as Bayes reagent. KMnO4, that will be in violet in color, so dark violet. So that is oxidation of alkene. So KMnO4 is a very good oxidizing agent. So whenever alkene undergoes by the usage of Bayes reagent, that is cold aqueous diluted KMnO4, so the product that we end up with is vicinal glycol. Glycol means, so which consists of two oxygen atoms, so two hydroxyl groups which is attached to the adjacent carbon atom. So KMnO4 is a diluted one, or else you can write it as, so in the presence of diluted means it consists of water, oxidation takes place. So this end up with the vicinal glycol, so it is OH. So you can see that two OH groups are present here, that which get attached so as to form vicinal glycol. So that is dilute cold dilute aqueous KMnO4 is used here, that is called as Bayes reagent. So if you consider propene, so that is basic in nature, or else you can call it as alkaline. Alkaline is nothing but basic. Base and use madikon dissolve madidre, so that is called as alkali. So it is CH3 CHOH CH2OH. So in the both cases oxygen has been added. So you'll end up with glycol, vicinal glycol, vicinal. So if the two substituent groups attached on the adjacent carbon atoms, then that is called as vicinal. And this addition, so this oxidation reaction, that is by the treatment of dilute or aqueous KMnO4 can be used as test for unsaturation. Test for unsaturation, that means, so these are unsaturated compounds, so that is it consists of carbon to carbon double bond in it. Whenever, so unsaturated compounds, when it is treated with the Bayes reagent, that is the cold aqueous diluted KMnO4, so the violet color of the KMnO4 get decolorized by the presence of these alkenes. ಹಾಕಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗ ಆಲ್ಕೀನ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಪ್ರೋಪೀನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಈಥೀನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಯೂಟೀನ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಯಾವುದು, ಅಥವಾ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆ್ಯಡ್ KMnO4 ಟು ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್, ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆದ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಕಲರೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಲರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕಲರಿಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಪರ್ಪಲ್ ಕಲರ್ ಇರೋದೆಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಾನಿಷ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ, ಇದು ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಂಪೌಂಡ್ ಆದರೆ KMnO4 ಹಾಕಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಲೀವ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ರೀಸನ್, ಸೊ ದ ಡಿಕಲರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ KMnO4 ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ಯಾಚುರೇಷನ್. So that is about the oxidation of alkene in the dilute KMnO4. So if you use acidic KMnO4 or acidic potassium dichromate, then so oxidation occurs so as to form ketones or carboxylic acid depending upon the nature of the alkene that we have taken. So that is so this is ethene, which when treated with the KMnO4 in the acidic medium. So this is in the acidic medium is represented by H plus. Acid is nothing but it tends to donate H plus. So KMnO4 in the in bar H plus. So it tends to form, so cleavage occurs so as to form CHO plus CO2 H2O, or when you take CH3 double bond iddalli cleavage agutte. When you take but2ene or 2-butene, so this is the thing. CH3 CH double bond CH2 sorry CH3 plus oxygen, presence of KMnO4 in acidic medium. Acidic medium is represented by putting H plus here. H plus is nothing but, so it is taking place in the presence of acid. Acid idre acid anta heli bariyodilla, so H plus bardre artha agutte adu acidic solution anta heli. So elli double bond idೆಯೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ oxidation ಆಗಲಿ cleave ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So ಈ molecule cleave ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So cleave ಆಗಬೇಕು ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ, so this, so it requires 4 oxygen atoms, so it forms CH3C, and in between carbon and hydrogen you will have 2 oxygen atoms. So since this is a strong oxidizing agent, oxidation ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಕೀಟೋನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾರ್ಬಾಕ್ಸಿಲಿಕ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಆದ ಕಾರಣ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಟು ಆನ್ ಆಸಿಡ್. ಸೊ ಪ್ಲಸ್ gain this molecule, so it is nothing but CH3COOH. So this is nothing but you can write it as 2CH3COOH. If you consider this molecule CH3 double bond CH3 double bond CH2 and oxidation, the presence of KMnO4 in acidic medium. So oxidation occurs here so as to form ketone as a product, that is CH3 C double bond O CH3, addition of oxygen here. So then it forms plus carbon gets oxidized to CO2 and hydrogen oxidized to water. So these are the oxidation reactions of alkene. So that is, this oxidation can be performed in acidic and diluted solution. So if you use diluted KMnO4, so then that which is called as Bayes reagent, so then if at all the molecule consists of carbon to carbon double bond, the decolorization takes place and will end up with the vicinal glycol as a product. And if we use KMnO4 in the acidic medium or potassium dichromate, that is formula is K2Cr2O7 in the acidic medium. So either we may get, so this is an alketone and this is a carboxylic acid that we are going to get. So that is depending upon the alkene that we have taken. Illi branching agide, it's a straight chain. Depending upon the alkene that we have taken, we'll end up with acids or ketones. And that too depends on the temperature at which the reaction is carried out. So this is about the oxidation. And the next one is an important reaction of alkene, that is the addition of ozone. So you have heard about ozone. So that process, the addition of ozone to an alkene, is called as ozonolysis. So in this process, the ozone molecule is added to an alkene. So that is, if you consider an alkene, say CH2 double bond CH2 alkene, and the ozone is O3. This is ozone. So this ozone molecule gets added between the carbon-carbon double bond so as to form a very high unstable compound, ozonide, CH2, and the bond between these two gets cleaved so as to form a cyclic compound, a pentagonal ring is formed. So this name is ozonide. So this ozonide, when it is treated with the zinc in the presence of water, the cleavage of ozonide takes place so as to form aldehydes and ketones. So reduction occurs there, Zn bar H2O. So this can be easily, so the bond between these two cleaves and these two cleaves, so it forms CH2O is nothing but, it is HCHO. The name is formaldehyde. So this is the common name, or else it is methanol plus CH2O, and it again we have got one more CH2O. So thus can be written as HCHO, one more aldehyde, and then that reacts with this oxygen will be with the zinc oxide, ZNO will be formed, or else here I can write it as minus ZNO instead of here. So aldehyde is obtained. So if at all I use propene, then the addition takes place, addition of, so this is an important question, ozonolysis. So that is nothing but the addition of ozone across carbon-carbon double bond to form an unstable compound that is called as ozonide, and which immediately, when it is treated with the zinc and water, undergoes reduction so as to form aldehydes or ketones. So let us see in this case, so O3 gets added to the structure of ozone is, so this is the structure of ozone. So this when added, so it is CH3 remains as such. So CH, now you need to put a bond between oxygen atom, not between carbon to carbon. So it becomes oxygen, put one oxygen here. So put a bond between two carbon atoms. So it is CH2. Then 3 oxygen atoms we have done with the one, and the remaining 2 you need to write like this. So it is ozonide is formed. This is highly unstable. So which on reduction with zinc and water. So it forms CH3, CHO, it's an aldehyde, then HCHO, then ZNO, so this minus ZNO. So this is acetaldehyde, or it is ethanol, and this is formaldehyde. If you consider this group, so write the product to see that. Plus O3, so put this group to this side so that it will be easy so as to write the structure. So it is oxygen between these two carbon atom, so it is CH2, then the other two between these two, so which forms a ozonide. Then treating with the zinc and water, this is compulsory, so it is minus H2O. So you need to write the reaction condition, and this gets cleaved so as to form CH3 group. Then this carbon atom C with the oxygen, so it is C. So when this bond cleaves, carbon valency needs to be 4, so it is carbon to carbon double bond, and then it is CH3. This is HCHO, and this molecule is a ketone, and the name of this is acetone, or it is 2-propanone. So this is how aldehydes and ketones can be obtained by ozonolysis. So the ozonolysis reaction is very important, so that you can detect the position of the carbon to carbon double bond in a alkene. So wherever this ozone gets added, so this ozone gets added only at the at the position of the carbon double bond, by which the positions of the carbon double bond can be easily identified by the process ozonolysis. So this is an important concept. The name of this compound is ozonide, and it is highly unstable. And the last reaction that we need to see in the case of hydroalkenes is the polymerization. So you have heard the word that is polythene or polypropene or polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC. So this polypropene or polyethene are obtained by the repeated addition of ethene molecules at very high temperature and pressure, and by using a catalyst. So that reaction is called as polymerization. So repeated addition of smaller units so as to get a large molecule. So because of that giant or a large molecule, it's called as poly. That means many. So the smaller units, ಸಣ್ಣ molecules ಗಳು ಅದರಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಆಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ so as to form a giant molecule. ಸೊ ಆ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆದ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಥವಾ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ, ಪಾಲಿಮರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೇವೆ ಯೂಶ್ವಲಿ. ಅದು ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಟ್ಟು ಅದರ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಪಾಲಿಥೀನ್ ಈಸ್ ಒಬ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಈಥೀನ್. Polythene is obtained from ethene. So by the addition of repeated addition of ethene molecules, that is, so this is ethene, CH2 double bond CH2. So if you consider n number, ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, so very large number, so undergoes polymerization. That means addition, continuous addition ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಇಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಗೆ addition ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. So at high temperature, pressure, and by using a catalyst. So this is must and should in order to undergo polymerization. So it forms CH2 double bond, ಇದದ್ದು single bond ಬರ್ತದೆ chain, CH2 bond, ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ CH2. ಈ ಥರದ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಸಾವಿರ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ CH2 ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ CH2, ಈ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು CH2 ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್, ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಬೈ ಇಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಸೊ ಆಸ್ ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಚೈನ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಇನ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಪಾಲಿಮರ್. So the polymer which is obtained by the repeated addition of smaller units, those are called as monomers. So by the addition of monomers, we'll get a large compound or a giant molecule which is called as polymer. And this is a polymer because of that reason. It is poly ಯಾವ್ದು many number of ಯಾವ್ದು add ಆಗಿದೆ, it is ethene, so it is polythene. The name is polythene. If you take propene and perform polymerization, the product that we are going to get is polypropene. So if you consider propene, also n number fixed ಅಂತಿಲ್ಲ, this is the coefficient. ಸೊ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋಸ್ ಪಾಲಿಮರೈಸೇಷನ್, ಪಾಲಿಮರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ಆ್ಯಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, CH ಡಬಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ CH3 ಇದೇ ಥರದ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪಾಲಿಪ್ರೋಪೀನ್. So this is propene and that is polypropene. So this is about the polymerization reaction of alkenes. So in today's class we have dealt with the Karasch effect or peroxide effect, and then addition of water, addition of sulfuric acid, and then oxidation, ozonolysis, and the polymerization reaction in which monomer units gets added so as to form a large or a very big molecule that is called as a polymer. So this is about the reactions of alkenes. So in the next class let us see about alkynes and its properties, its preparation, and then reactions. So thank you.